Welcome to Tracker RMS Evolution Orientation Training Video 2. This video will cover top action buttons, records, which includes the type of records we have, the views you can create, as well as the layout of our records. Next, we'll discuss our quick search, and then we'll move on to our Discover section. This includes our Power Search, LinkedIn search, as well as our job board search. Now, please do keep in mind our job board search is normally only available for our premium clients. So if this is something you are interested in, please reach out to your client success manager, and they'll be more than happy to discuss how to get that into your tracker system. Let's go ahead and get started. When logging into Tracker, you'll see in the top right-hand corner 5 action buttons. The first is our Help button. The second is our New Record button. Next, you'll see My Alerts, and then Flagged Records. And lastly, you'll see What Have I Done Today? The first one, which is our Help button, if you click here, this will take you to our help files. On this page, you can search almost any tracker topic and find insightful how-to videos. You have access to these videos 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you don't even need to be logged into Tracker to access it. Please make sure to bookmark this page in order to reach it at any time of the day. Moving on to the next button, this is our Wand, which will create a new record in the system. When you click on it, you can add a new record from any screen inside Tracker. Here, you can add a new company. All you will need to do is type in the company name. And from here, you can decide whether you would like to hit OK, and that would just save the record with no other details. Or you can hit OK and edit, and this will bring you direct to the company record so you can add more details. Once you're inside the company record here, you will see the fields that you can add to if you would like. Now you can also use this wand from this area here as well. And if I click on here and I click New Contact while I'm inside a company record, this contact will automatically associate to this company. So if I click here, you'll see that the company name is already associated. We make this really easy for you to add as many contacts as you would like. After entering their first name and last name, click OK to save the record, or click OK and edit to go in and edit that contact record. Going back to the home screen, we can take a look at this New Record button again. Here, you can add a new lead, new job, new candidate, and if you have ticketing, you can add a new ticket to the system from here. Now keep in mind, while inside a company record, if you use the new lead, new job, or new issue button, it will relate those new records to that company record. If you do it from the home screen, it will not relate to any other record inside Tracker unless you type it in. Very simple on the new lead. Here, you would name it, decide what company, and then contact to associate it with, or candidate. And then again, you have the OK or OK and edit. You will have the same thing for your new job. Here, you can click on here, add the company name, job name. If you have a specification for the job, you can upload it here. You also have OK and the OK and edit. Next, you have the New Candidate button. Now, the New Candidate button will allow you to drag and drop resumes right into here to automatically parse and create a brand new candidate record. You can also manually enter a candidate from this section by clicking on the Named button. Here, you can add their first name, last name, any of this information here, and then you can upload. You also have the option for OK and OK and edit. Coming back to here, keep in mind you do have some options when uploading new candidates. If you click on the option buttons first, you can decide if you would like what the candidate status should be, where the source is, And if you would like to automatically assign them to a job, you can click here and pick the job to assign them to. One last thing about the New button is if I go into any job here and click on the magic wand, and I want to add a new candidate, you can click on here and automatically associate this candidate with this job because that is the record I am in. So we do give you some quick, easy ways to make sure you can get candidates right into the system very easily. The next button over is going to be My Alerts. Now, I had showed you My Alerts on your home screen, but we thought it would be great for you to be able to reach that at any point of your tracker day. So if I click on here, you're going to see your top 10 alerts. You'll have the same features that you did on the home screen, where you can check them off if they're completed, or you can use that right arrow to go right into the record. Now, if you want to see more than your top 10, you can go down here, click on View All. It will bring you back to your home screen so you can view your entire list of My Alerts. The next button at the top of the screen is your flagged records. You can go ahead and click on this to view any records you may have flagged. You can flag any type of record in Tracker and as many as you would like. To flag a record, go to the record type, and at the top of the screen, next to either the company name or the contact name, you'll see a flag. You can click on this, and it will bring that flag right over to our Flag Records button. When you click on it, you will now see that company record. As you can see here, you can do it with leads, contacts, candidates, jobs, and you can have as many as you would like. Now, to get back into those records, all you would need to do is click on the heading, and that will bring you right into the record itself. If for any reason you've completed that task and you do not need that record flagged anymore, you can come to here and you can hit an X, and that will remove it from the list itself. The next button over is going to be What Have I Done Today? Now, I did show you this from the home screen, but we do give you an option to be able to view it from any place in Tracker that you are. So if I click on here, I can view What Have I Done Today? Here, this will show me all of the records or any activities that I've gotten into today. And the great thing is when I click on the heading, it brings me right to the record itself. This will give me an entire list here of everything that I've done today. Now, we also give you a toggle here. Today is linked, and if I click on this, I can actually switch it to yesterday. So if I need to go back to see what I had done yesterday, I can click on that and view any of the records or activities that I've done, be able to click into it, and it will bring me right back to that record. We leave that there for you just as a quick way to access any records that you've been working with recently. Now I'd like to talk about records. You're going to see here on this menu on the side here the different types of records that we keep. So we have companies, contacts, campaigns, leads, jobs, projects, candidates. You also may have a section for invoices if that's something that's inside Tracker for you, and also your reporting tab here. So keep in mind we have different views for each one of these different records, but they all are very close to the same thing. So if I hover over companies, you're going to see a section that says My Companies. If I click this, this will give me a view of all the company records that I own. If I click on All Companies, that is just that. I will see all companies that are inside Tracker. New Companies would give me any new companies that have been created in the last 7 days. My Favorites, My Views, which My Views would be a saved search, and I will show you how to do that. Shared Views, which would be a saved search that a colleague has shared with you. And then last but not least, you're going to have your Recently Viewed. The Recently Viewed is going to be a quick, easy way to jump back into records that you've looked at today. It will always show you the last 5. So if I go ahead and click on All Companies here, I want to show you the list view that we show you. So in the first video, I showed you your activities where you can customize your columns. You can do the exact same thing here. You can pick up all of these columns, drag them over, and move them around to where it's most important to you. You can also use the columns button to add or remove any columns you would like to see or not see. You also have an ability to sort, so you can sort if you see an arrow here. The green arrow will always be the primary sort. When you see a red arrow, that will give us the secondary sort. Now you can click that arrow so it would sort ascending or descending, totally up to you. Don't forget our preview eye here. This will give you a quick view into that particular record. You can also undock this preview if you'd like to have multiple windows open to do some comparisons or to look through different companies or contacts or any other record inside the system. We also give you a way to filter. So if you only wanted to look at certain companies inside Tracker, you could click on the filter button. You can say, I only want to look at my prospects. If I click on prospects and I hit go, this is going to show me all the prospects inside Tracker. Now maybe I would only like to see my prospects. So I can have prospect here. I'll change the owner to myself. I'm going to hit go and I will see only my prospects. Now that I've looked at this search, I'd like to save it because this is something that I would like to view all the time. So this is how we can create a saved view. So now that I have my filter of prospect and me as the owner, I'm going to go ahead and hit save and call this my prospects. From here, I can actually share this with my colleagues if I would like for any reason, or any other lists. If I would like to do that, I could click here where it says share with others, and that will give me a list of colleagues to pick from. I can go ahead and click as many as I would like and share this list with everyone, or only share it with one. Once I hit save, this will now be one of my views, and it will also be shared with my colleague. So if I hover over companies, come to my views, I will see here my prospects. Great thing about this is I can have as many views as I would like. This should save you a ton of time when doing searches. If I only want to work with IT companies today, I could do this. Or again, if I only want to work with my prospects today, I can just call them here from using this list here. Shared views, like I had shared with my colleague, will be listed here. And this will be, if I click on it, somebody else's view, but they had shared it with me, and it's all gold clients. All of these options that I've showed you are available in any of our record sections. So if I hover over contacts, you'll see those same views that I told you here. You also have the option for my views. These can be very different than your company views. You have your shared views if there are any. And then the difference on this one is going to be my hot lists. Now, hot lists are a list that you put together of contacts that you may want to reach out to for any particular reason. Here you can see military campaign lists, top prospects, internal hot lists, third-party recruiters. All of these people are listed in a hot list, which they do not need to be a part of any kind of search. I can add anybody that I would like to these hot lists and then reach out to them via our campaign tool. When I hover over our campaign tool, you'll see that these here are another section that we can view. Campaigns are going to be email blasts that you send out to either contacts or candidates, or both. And you'll see here just slightly different options because it's a different type of record. So we can have pending campaigns, so campaigns that we're working on, or sent campaigns, ones that have gone out already. You can also create views of any of the campaigns, and people can share their views of the campaigns as well. As I come down to leads, you're going to see a lot of the same views as well, but then we break it down slightly differently because it is a different type of record. You'll have open leads, which would be leads that you're working on. Closed leads would be anything that you've lost, and converted leads would be anything that you've won. You'll see as we go down here, my favorites. This is listed everywhere on all the records. My views again, shared views, and then also my recently viewed. As I go to jobs, we're going to have very much the same type of filters. Open, closed, won, or renewed. Projects, these will be slightly different as well, but very much along the same lines. You're going to have my projects, all projects, anything new, active, or inactive. Now, candidates, you have that type of view as well. So you're going to have my candidates, all candidates, new, again, keep in mind those are anybody created in the last 7 days, active candidates, and then inactive candidates. This one you'll also see my favorites, any views that you've created, which this one I have a ton, because these are searches that I do quite often. Here, this would be a search of all project managers in the 92024 zip code. So if I know I have a job coming up, maybe I have a company that's very close to the zip code and they're always looking for Java project managers, I'd be able to click on that and find all of my candidates in this area. And instead of having to do another search, I just click on the view to see all the candidates. You'll also have the same when it comes to the invoices if you do use that. And then our reporting section is slightly different, but we'll go over that at a later date. Let's jump into a candidate record real quick here, just to go over a couple of things. Once inside of a record here, you're going to see the candidate at the top of the screen. You do have the availability to upload an image, so you can see who your candidates are. You can also do that with contacts if you would like. And then going across the top of the screen, you're going to see here their name, what their current job title is, and what current company that they're working at. You then also have the heart here, which that means you can create this record as a favorite record. All you need to do is click on it, make the heart red, and that would then be a favorite record. Now, maybe you have some candidates that you really enjoy working with. They're contractors that get every single position, and you want to make them a favorite, so you do that by clicking this heart. And in order to get to them, you would hover over candidates and go to my favorites. The flag record, this is what I showed you earlier. To click on this, we'll flag the record and bring it into this flag record button here. The pin icon lets you tag this record, and that would be a tag across the top of the screen. This, and when you hit OK, will be added to the executive summary at the top here, and anybody can see this. Now you have this on your other records as well, so company records, contact records, any other candidate records as well. So you can put any notes that you would like your colleagues to see. We do have some people that prefer email, so maybe we'll put a note in here that says email only, no telephone calls. You can put pretty much anything that you would like in there. And the great thing is they are now searchable. The next button that you're going to have here is the resume. If you click on this, this is going to give you a plain view of their resume. It's a quick and easy way to view their resume without having to download it or look at it in Word or PDF. And you can see here just the quick text and take a quick look at it. The rest of the executive summary is here over on the right-hand side. So you'll show the owner of the record, the status of the record, when this person was last contacted, and the next activity. Moving on over, you do have an action menu here. If I click on this, this is where I can log an activity or do some other action items on this particular candidate. Here, for some reason, if I need to delete them, I can. Please keep in mind deleting is not an option for everybody in the system. Sometimes your admins do restrict that access, so your admin might be the only one to be able to delete, so you might not see this here. You can send an email right from inside Tracker to this candidate if needed. You can also send a template from here. Our templates are pre-created emails, which you can find here in this drop-down menu. and it might be for any kind of reason that you would like. The nice thing about our templates is they're pre-filled out. You don't have to type much if you don't want to, or you can add to it if you need to. We also are able to add tags into it to automatically pull information in. If you'd like to learn how to create a template, please go to our help section and search how to create a template. You would be able to use this template, or you can go ahead and just type any email that you would like. Come down here. If you want to make any updates, as I had showed you earlier, on activities, you can, so you can remind somebody to follow up. You can also make some changes to a candidate status if you need, or some other options here. And then you can go ahead and hit send, and it would send this email to this candidate right from inside Tracker. Once it was sent, it would also lag as an activity in the activity section. The action menu will also allow you to send text messages. That is a third-party integration, and if you are interested in that, please do reach out to your client success manager, and they will be very happy to help you get that installed. We also have an option to send forms from InTracker. You can add a note from here. You can also match jobs, which this is a really neat feature inside Tracker. What that is you would put in skills inside of a candidate record in the skills profile area here. And then inside a job, you would add skills that somebody needs in order to be a candidate on that job. When you hit match jobs, it will try and find jobs that match these quick skills and see if you can add them to the shortlist. Also from this quick action menu, you can assign to a job. You can also create a lead if needed. If you're working with contractors and you want to look at their availability planner, you can look here. You also have the option to view their timesheet if needed. That is if you are using our timesheet feature. You also have the options to make payments or accept payments inside Tracker. From here, it would just mark it in their record that they have paid you. I can also link to a new contact or link to an existing contact. What that is since we do have separate records for candidates and contacts, sometimes you do have candidates that are contacts or contacts that are candidates. But usually when you reach out to a candidate, it is for a different reason than why you reach out to a contact. So if you would like to link to a new contact, we would create a brand new contact record by clicking on this, and I could create an association. That would mean Alan would then have two separate records. One is the contact, one is a candidate, but they'd be accessible from one record if needed. That way, you can keep their personal information and personal contact info on the candidate record, and then their business contact info and business phone number and that kind of thing on the contact record. You normally do not want to reach out to a contact at their job if you're looking to place them in a new job. If for any reason Alan is already in the system as a contact, you can link to an existing contact. You can also add Alan to a hot list by using Add to Hot List from the action menu here. If you'd like to log an activity, go ahead and click on Log an Activity, and you will see all the activities that are able to be logged against this candidate record. Keep in mind that the contact records do have very much the same type of activities that you can record. In order to do that, click on the type of activity, type in your details, and hit OK. Please keep in mind that these records are customizable. You can have your admin customize them and put blocks of information exactly where you would like them. I normally have new users use the system for a couple of weeks before they start making those types of changes. Now let's take a look at the quick search. If you move your cursor and click right into the quick search box here, you can type in a name or anything that would be related to any records inside the system. If I go with a simple search like Mike, this is going to show me the top 5 results at a max for each type of record. Here you'll see companies, contacts, projects, and candidates. If there happen to be any jobs, those would be listed as well. If you'd like to narrow your view down a bit, you can come here and maybe only click on companies, or only click on contacts, leads, jobs, projects, or candidates. The quick search also allows you to search by phone number, and you don't even have to enter any type of dashes or parentheses in order to find that number. So if I search here and type in Alan's phone number, you're going to see here Alan comes up. Let's also show you it does work on any of these phone numbers. So if I wanted to search his cell phone, his record would come up right into this quick search. Now to get to the record, all you need to do is click on the name here and it would bring you right to that record. The same goes for company records, contact records, jobs, candidates, or projects. Now let's talk about our Discover section. That can be found by hovering over the magnifying glass in the menu bar. The Discover section is our Power Search area, LinkedIn search, and job board search. Let's start off with our Power Search by clicking on the name and heading to this area here. Here is where you can either enter keywords or a Boolean string to search your entire Tracker RMS database. You'll see on the left-hand side the record types that are available, which you can check and uncheck depending on what you're searching for. You also are able to search other items that are listed down here. Now, anywhere that you see this purple magnifying glass, that means you can do a Boolean search and you'll get results in those categories. I'm going to go ahead and check this off, and let's do a quick Boolean string, something very simple and short. When I get my results, you'll see here on the left-hand side, activities had 493 results, and resumes had 470. In order to get to the results, I'll click on the number of results, and I'll get a listing here in the middle of the screen with candidates that have SQL and Java listed on their resume. The activities, if I clicked into the results here, would show me a list of all the activities inside Tracker that had both of those search terms in the activity. If you'd like to do a new search, you can come to the top and click on New Search to clear everything and start all over again. Now let's take a look at our LinkedIn search. If I hover over the magnifying glass, I can click on there. We've connected with LinkedIn inside Tracker in order for you to search seamlessly and find the same search results in Tracker that you would right through a regular LinkedIn search. The reason that we do that is so you can create candidates or contacts without ever having to leave the system. So if I do a quick search for Jacob Rudman, I can click Search LinkedIn, and I would find my colleague here, Jacob Rudman, where I could create a contact or create a candidate right inside Tracker with a click of a button. If I decided to create a contact, I can hit yes, and that will create right inside Tracker. Keep in mind, LinkedIn will only give LinkedIn contact information, so you will need to use that in order to get in touch with this contact or candidate. Now let's take a look at our job board search. If I hover over the magnifying glass and go to our last option here, we'll go right to the job board search. Now everybody does need to know this is for our Premier clients only. If you'd like to get this into Tracker, contact your Client Success Manager and they would be more than happy to help you see how you can get this inside Tracker. Now our job board search is for companies that already have contracts with certain job boards. We are linked to approximately 2,000 job boards, so we can normally find the ones that you are using. We would need your contact info for them, your usernames and passwords, but we'll ask for that in the beginning, and we can hook these up inside Tracker for you. You'll be able to do searches on as many or as little as you would like, and parse resumes from the results right inside Tracker without ever having to leave again. Let's do a quick search here. If I go back to search, you're going to see some of my search criteria from earlier. So we'll search Java, SQL, and Microsoft. If I click onto here, I can choose single words to add in, and it will search all of these. These are all the and words. These would be any or phrases, and these would be the not phrases. You can also pick a job board, whichever ones you have hooked up, by coming down to here and selecting certain ones or as many as you would like. Over here we have some other criteria where you could do radius or salary, anything that you would like that you would be able to find in those job boards. If you don't want to use our keywords, you can use a Boolean string, so you can click here and use the Boolean search. And then down here over on the right, you can have the advanced search, which would give you more search options. Or you can reset or run your search. I'm going to go ahead and run my search, and you'll see here it is sourcing from these separate job boards. You'll see Indeed gave us 100, LinkedIn gave us 40, and Monster extracted 50. If I go ahead and click on Fetch Long List, this is going to give us our search results from each one of these boards. Now, whatever snippet that you normally get when you're on those boards will be exactly what you'll be able to see right from inside Tracker. We do rank these clients here, so you'll see ranking on the candidates. Out of however many you see from that job board, they would be number 1 out of 100 for Indeed. This person is number 1 out of 60 for LinkedIn, and this person is number 1 out of 50 for Monster. You can use this job board search here to parse resumes right from inside Tracker and add them to specific jobs, or just add them to your database. This concludes our orientation video 2. Thank you very much for watching.